Welcome to Brindavan, a Parthasadi family Samarpanam to our beloved parents, a space for enjoying Vaishnava Sampradaya, Slokas, songs, Divya Desapasarams, and much more. Namaskaram Bhagavatas. Today we will see the Arthanubhavam of Slokam 25 of Vishnu Sahasranamam in our Ayiram Namangal, Ayiram Gunangal series. रामानुजदयापात्रं ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणं श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यं वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकं श्रीशैलेशदयापात्रं दीपत्यादिगुणात्मकं यतीन्द्रप्रवणं वन्दे रम्यजामातरं मुनिम्
आवर्तनो निवृत्तात्मा संवृतः सम्प्रमर्दनः अहः संवर्तको भन्निरलिनोदरणीधरः.
First Nama in Slokam 25 is Avartanaha. He is the one who spins the cycle of life and death. He makes people being born and he gets back people from the world to him. So the fine life and death line is made by him. He gives us the worldly life and he gives us the high and lows of the worldly life in the samsara sagar. He brings day and night, and he also brings happiness and sadness, creation and destruction. There is always one thing that's happening, and there is the opposite of that's happening. So we have highs, we have lows, we are happy, we are sad, and creation is happening. People are being born, children are being born, and people are dying. The houses are being constructed, then you have a destruction, natural destruction. It keeps happening. Everything of his action, each one of his action is Maya and gives it according to one's actions or one's own karma. Karma Vinay is what we experience in this world. The Nama is Avartanaya Namaha. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse 14, Bhagavan Lord Krishna says about his Maya Shakti. Daivi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Dhrityaya Mameva Ye Prapadyante Mayam Etam Tarantite. He says, my Maya is very difficult to overcome by anyone. And only those who surrender unto me cross the cycle of birth and death, and they get rid of materialistic pleasures easily. So, Sharanagati is the utmost important thing for us to do to Bhagavan, for us to attain eternal bliss. As said by Bhagavan himself in Bhagavad Gita. The next Nama is Nivrittatma. He is the master of masters, as he is a master of the transcendental world. His glory is 3 times bigger than that of the material world. He is the greatest of the greatest, superior most of the superior, and he is the most exalted of the exalted. He is the divine. He is the supreme most master. He is the master of the transcendental world or the cosmic world, the universe. So he is Nivrittatma. The Nama is Nivrittatmane Namaha. Next we see Samvrataha. He remains invisible. We cannot see him. Particularly the unenlightened cannot see him, in whom the tamoguna predominates. Ajnana, or the weight of lack of knowledge, covers us and makes it opaque. So we are unable to see him. Especially those who do not surrender to him are not able to see him. So he shows himself only to those who are enlightened and who he feels will experience him. The Nama is Samvrataya Namaha. Now we see Sampramardanaha. He removes the enveloping darkness of those who meditate on him. He removes the veil of Ajnana and makes himself visible. Once we start worshipping him and meditating on him, he removes the Ajnana, the lack of knowledge, and shows himself, and he gives those who worship him moksha or eternal bliss. He is the only one who can do that, and we'll now see how he gave that to Valmiki Maharishi. The Nama is Sampramardhanaya Namaha. There is no equivalent to Valmiki Ramayana. And we'll now see how Sage Maharishi, Valmiki, got enlightened. Valmiki Maharishi heard about Sri Mahavishnu from Sage Narada and started chanting Ramanama. Ram, 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 Ram. He was chanting for many years, and there was a huge anthill which came over him, and he did not realize any of that. He was just chanting Ramanama. One day he was enlightened by the Lord, and then he wrote the great Valmiki Ramayana, which we all read even today. That is how he gets enlightened. So once he started doing the Ramanama Japam, Bhagavan gave him the knowledge and enlightened him and made him write Ramayana. Now we see Ahasam Vartaka. We already saw how he churns the Kalachakram. So this is another nama which indicates how Bhagavan brings about day and night rotation and evolution of the earth and controls the Kalachakra or the wheel of time. And that is how the sun rises in the morning in the east and then it goes down in the west, and the moon rises in the east in the evening, and then when the moon goes away the sun comes back. So this chakra of 24 hours or the daily routine and the 365 days and the Kalakalpa Vrusha happens by Bhagavan's Ajna. So he is the one who turns the wheel of Kalachakra. Nama is Ahasam Vartakaya Namaha. Next we see Vahnihi. He bears the universe or the bonded souls, those who are in the Buloka. The liberated souls, the Muktatma, and the eternally liberated souls, the Nityasuris in Paramapadam. He is the one who bears the burden of all of us, our ancestors, and for those who are going to be born even more. So he is Vahnihi. He is the one who bears the burden or the load of all the beings, whether they are bonded souls in the Bhulogam, like the Manusha Rupam, or the animals or the plants and trees. And he also bears the Muktatmas, so the liberated souls, and the Nityasuris, who are in Paramapada. Nama is Vahnaye Namaha. Now we see Anilaha. Anilaha is equal to Pranaha. He is the one who gives us the breath, which is very essential to life for anyone to be alive. The wind or the breath is a tiny fraction of his breath. He ensures that all his devotees are granted moksha. So once we surrender, as he himself said in Bhagavad Gita, surrender unto me, I will grant you moksha and relieve you from the cycle of birth and death. So he is Anilaha. Nama is Anilaya Namaha. The last Nama in Slokam 25 is Dharani Dharaha. Dharani is Bhumi or Bhuma Devi, Bhumi Mata. During the Varaha Avataram, Bhagavan redeems Bhuma Devi from the netherworld, from Hiranyaksha. In Taitya Upanishad, it says to Bhuma Devi, O Bhumi, the earth, you have been brought out by Bhagavan Sriman Narayana during his Varaha Avataram. The Nama is Dharani Dharaya Namaha. In Sri Mahabharatam, it is said, Purushottama is the one who controls the world, and he has complete control over the world and the universe and Swargam as well. He controls everything just by his will, by his sankalpa. He doesn't have to do anything, he just have to think and immediately it happens. That is Purushottama. He is the Uttama Purusha. He is a supreme Purusha. To summarize Slokam 25, Bhagavan is the one who revolves the cycle of birth and death, day and night, joy and sorrow. He gives us all of this according to one's actions or karma. He is the greatest of the greatest, master of the master, supreme most of the supreme. He remains invisible to the enlightened, who are closed or made opaque by the veil of Ajnana. He removes the veil of Ajnana once somebody starts worshipping him. And once we start meditating on him, he removes the Ajnana and gives us eternal bliss. He controls the earth, rotation and evolution, causing day and night, revolves the Kala Chakra, the time frame. He supports the Jivatmas, Muktatmas and the Nityasuris. The Jivatmas are in the world, here in the Bhulokam. Muktatmas and Nityasuris in Paramapadam. He gives the essential breath of life. So he is called Anila. He bears and supports and controls the world. He is the Uttama Purusha or Purushottama. This brings us to the end of Slokam 25. See you all in